So we're going to cover a couple crucial points in the squat. Now these I consider to be the most important things, and when you take care of these two things, everything else falls into place. So the first thing is the frame, the concept of the frame. That is the space between your belt line and the crown of your head. Now in a squat, this frame, this piece of your body that is your torso or the shape of your spine doesn't change. So you maintain a tall frame, almost imagining that the crown of your head is being pulled up to the sky and that there's a sensation of levity or buoyancy or stretch upwards through the spine, through the spinal cord. Okay, this is maintained, it's sacred. And the next thing is the foot. So the foot forms a kind of tripod. Now, if you see the way it does that, you have the ball of the foot, you have the outside blade or outside edge, and you have the heel. So there's your tripod. And then you have this supporting fan of toes. It's important that these tripod points are all grounded, and also that they have tension and buoyance coming from the activation of the foot muscles. So a lot of people at the bottom of their squat will rock in to compensate for lack of ankle mobility. That rocking in means that the tripod is collapsed over that one point. Same thing if you were to rock out, be too far back or be too far forward. The foot needs to be stiff and gripping the ground so that the ankle and the knee can track properly. If the ankle and the knee can't track properly because the foot is lazy, then the hip doesn't work either. If the hip doesn't work, then it's very difficult to maintain the frame. You get wobbly. The squat doesn't coil up like a spring at the bottom, and instead it becomes more of an awkward push where segments of the body are taking more stress than they need to, and the hips are no longer the prime mover. So maintain the frame, maintain the tripod, think frame, foot, that's it. Now, respecting those rules as we squat, we're simply going to stay balanced over the tripod, maintain the frame, and begin to lower down to whatever depth the body allows without breaking those rules. If it's arse to grass, great. If it's a 2-inch quarter squat, great, I don't care. But you're not going to break the rules. You're not going to collapse inward with the knees. You're not going to flatten out the feet. You're not going to round the spine. You're not going to lift the chest, but round the lower back. The spine is one segment, it's one piece, okay? It's the frame. So as you squat, you're maintaining it to whatever depth it allows. And then at the bottom, you're really thinking of lengthening up through the crown, getting even taller with your upper body. At the bottom, even more focus on the feet to coil up the hips, and then you'll spring right back up. You breathe in at the top or take sips of air on the way down to inhale. Hold that towards the bottom and the hole of the squat, that deepest portion, and then exhale once you're past your sticking point on the way up. Sticking point is usually just above your deepest point. Okay, so my sticking point won't be down here. It's usually going to be about here. Okay, so make sure you don't let go of your breath before you rise through that sticking point. If we demo this with a back squat, I'm going to be thinking of pushing my neck, lengthening through the crown and pushing my neck and tucking my chin into the bar so that I'm really tightening up and pushing into the bar. I'm not wrapping my body around the bar, pushing into the bar. From here, the lean is going to be a little bit more than if I was in a front squat, but again, frame and feet do not change no matter what. You can adjust your feet to position themselves in a way that's comfortable, allows you the greatest depth. You don't break the tripod, you don't break the frame. So if I'm not warm enough and I don't get to parallel, I don't worry about it. I just do more warm-up sets. I groove that neural pattern. Eventually the range will unlock, I'll get deeper. The weight will also help, but we want to just work the right pattern with the light weights before skipping ahead. We don't want to achieve the depth and sacrifice the frame and the feet, and we don't want to skip ahead in weight too quickly to get the depth if we can't control it without weight. In a front squat, same thing applies. You'll just be a bit more upright. Frame, nice and tall, feet, get my stance right, knees track with toes. Long, tall, lots of feet, really letting the hips coil up. And then out of the squat, nice and tall. give it a go.